Welcome to your online learning class. In this tutorial, you're going to learn how to navigate in your online classroom and how to upload assignments and participate in discussions. The first thing you need to do is to make sure that you either have Mozilla Firefox if you're a Windows user or Safari if you're a Mac user. If you're a Mac user, you can also use Firefox. Haiku features do not work in either Internet Explorer or Google Chrome, so make sure that you go to the Firefox website and download Firefox if you do not have it. Next, in either Firefox or Safari, you'll go to the Haiku website, which is at https://auhsd.haikulearning.com. Enter your Zangle username and password. Once you enter your online classroom, you'll see your course or courses on the left side of the page. You'll click the course that you're enrolled in. Once you're in your course, you're going to see a page that looks very similar to this. You'll see your teacher's announcements. So it's very important that you read the announcements for the week because your teacher will communicate with you this way. You'll notice that it says week 1 and then there's a help discussion and course resources. We'll look at each one of these in a minute. But first we're going to begin with week 1. Every Monday you'll notice that there'll be a new week here and the weeks are going to look very similar to week 1. So I'm going to click the little arrow to the left of week 1 to expand it, and then I'm going to notice that there is a tab that says Instructions, Drop Boxes, and Discussions. The Instructions tab has all of your instructions for the week with your assignments and any resources. The Drop Boxes tab is where you're going to turn your assignments in or post to your daily blog. The Discussions tab is where you're going to complete your forum discussions. So you're going to need to use each one of these. We're going to begin with the Instructions tab. In the Instructions tab, you're going to see a list of all your assignments for the week on the very first page. And this will be the same every single week. Each of the assignments is numbered. The first number is the week number, and so since this is week 1, they all begin with the number 1. Then the assignments are numbered in order. Just a reminder, if you do not see the screen that looks like AUHSD on Learning, this page right here, be sure that you download Firefox and that you use it. This lesson will not show up if you're using Internet Explorer or Google Chrome. You can use Safari if you're a Mac user or Firefox if you're a Windows user, but only those two, please, or the features will not work correctly. So we're going to go through each of these assignments. We'll begin with My Daily Blog. Again, you want to just click the link. It's going to take you to the daily blog. You're going to read through the instructions, and the purpose of this is for you to post every school day, and your teacher is going to take roll based on your post to the daily blog. So it's important that you do this every day. On Monday, in addition to making your post, you're going to fill out a calendar of the week's assignments. You'll see the calendar over here in the handout section. So you're going to go ahead and open it, and then you're going to save it to your computer. What you'll do is you'll open it, and once you open it, you're going to see that it has the days of the week open and your name. What you're going to do is you're just going to type in here your schedule for the week, and then you're going to look at, I'm going to go back here to page 1, I'm going to look at the assignments and see when I would complete them or when I think I'll complete them during the week. Now your schedule might change. That's okay. The assignments are due on that's a blog here, blog. So the blog you need to post to every day. So I'm just going to copy and paste that over. And then you're going to notice that there's each one of the assignments. So on Monday, I'm going to complete 1.2 Online Course Essentials. And then think maybe you'll do the 1.3 Scavenger Hunt until you fill the chart out with all of the assignments for the week. You can go ahead and print that out if you want to, or put it on your put it in your planner. When you get the calendar completed, it'll look similar to the examples shown in the blog instructions. So there's a sample given to you here. Again, the calendar or the assignments are all due at midnight on Sunday, and it's up to you when you complete them. But it's highly advised that you don't wait until the last minute, because you're going to have trouble completing all the assignments if you do. So complete the calendar and save it to your computer. You notice that this blog, it gives you the grading criteria for the blog. And what you'll do is you'll get 2 points every day that you post to the blog. You'll get 5 points for completing the calendar, and then an additional 10 points for an end of the week reflection. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead, and I didn't complete my calendar, but I'm going to go ahead and save what I have. After I save my calendar, I'm going to go to the Dropboxes tab and complete the daily blog for Monday. I'm going to choose Dropboxes, and then on Monday it gives me specific instructions for the first week. So I'm going to choose Discuss. Next, I'm going to choose Write Post. I can go ahead and notice that Monday's instructions are down here. These instructions will change for the next week. But that'll help me. See, I don't really need this numbered, so I'm going to go ahead and put my personal email address here, and so I can just put your personal email address right here. Then you'll put your parents' names, so you could put your mom and dad, or mom or dad's name, or your guardian's name right after this, along with their email address if they have one. I would appreciate it, and for any of your parents, and then their phone number. Please put their names too there. You'll complete and attach the calendar, and then add any questions. I can go ahead and delete this line right here, and then any questions. So you might say, I don't understand, if you have any questions. If you don't have any questions, that's okay too. You don't have to put anything there. But you do need to put your personal email address, your parents' names and email addresses and phone numbers. And then that way it's easy for me to contact you if I have any questions. The next thing you're going to do is attach a file. Now you'll notice here there's some formatting choices. If you don't see that, there's a little button over here. You can collapse that or expand that. So if you want the formatting choices, you can click over here. Next, you're going to attach a file, and what I'm going to choose is I'm going to choose Browse next, and I'm going to choose the calendar that I saved to my desktop, and that is going to be attached right here. And next, I'm going to choose Save and Post. Make sure you don't choose Save as Draft, because if you choose Save as Draft, it's not going to be posted for me to grade. Okay, so there is your post. You're going to put your personal email address and all that, and that's finished. So you've done Monday. Now you're going to need to do the same thing on you're going to also need to post on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, every day that is a school day. If it's a holiday or a weekend, you don't need to post. So even if you say, I'm progressing through the week, I don't really have any questions, everything is fine, but we need to hear from you every day, because that's how we're going to take roll. So you need to log on every day. Also, you may have some questions or some posts from your teacher, so you'll need to respond to those throughout the week. At the end of the week, before Sunday, you're also going to post a final reflection for the week. And you're going to reflect on what you've learned, at least 3 things you learned this week, 1 thing you don't understand, how well you did completing the assignments, and how you can improve next week. So you're going to post that on your last assignment. So that completes 1.1 and Monday, and then you'll go back to the instructions tab. And right now, of course, you're working on 1.2 Online Essentials, and you're going to watch the videos here. And once you get done with the videos, you're going to go down to the bottom and you're going to see some questions. So you're going to answer these questions, and these are based on the videos, what's in here. And then you're going to, when you get done with them, you're going to choose Check Answers. So you're going to need to check Answer at the bottom. You'll see Answers at the bottom. And then after you do that, you're going to where it says click here. You need to click here, and then you will put your last name. Be sure you put your last name first, and then your first name, and choose Submit Score. So you need to click in both of those places in order for your score to be sent in to the teachers for them to grade it. Now I'm going to scroll up, and you can see right now I'm on page 8. If that link wasn't there, you could just go to the last page and it would take you to this submit place. But I'm going to click number 1 to go back to page 1. This completes video number 1. Now you'll continue with video number 2.